Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are around the world. This is Chuck Williams, Black Diamond with Sherlock Nation. And ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a real treat today as we hear from our CEO Michael Wiedder on one of our regular Sherlock updates. So with no further ado, Michael, take it away, sir.
Thank you, Chuck. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Terrific. I want to say again, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, actually, to our affiliates around the world. I know it's the morning time, early morning over in Asia, and in Europe, we're looking at evening time, and here it's afternoon in the States. So I appreciate everybody joining in on the call. This is an important call for us. It's an end-of-the-year call. I want to go over some of the things that you can really expect for the company, some of our plans in 2017, what's also happened really in the space that we're in 2016. And before I do that, I also want to talk about an event that we just went to. There was a number of us that were there. It was the GoPro event over in Las Vegas, Eric Worre's event. It was really a tremendous event, and I know we had some people there representing Sherlock. I'm not gonna, I'll maybe get a few of them on to talk a little bit about the event here. But one of the people that I wanted to bring on initially was Chuck Williams, our Black Diamond, who was there with his beautiful wife Diane. And Chuck, just why don't you get on and talk a little bit about the event and kind of some of the things and some of the takeaways and so forth that you got from the event as well.
Thank you, Michael. And yes, it was an amazing event. Diane and I were very thankful to be there with some of the leaders on our team. And it was just a great association with leaders throughout the industry. And to bring in the type of speakers that we got to hear during that 2.5 days was absolutely amazing, taking our lives to a higher level, not just our business, but our lives to a higher level. I like the fact that we're not calling this an industry, we're calling it a profession. And we don't go to work when we're told to go to work. We just go to work. It's our business. My passion never turns off. And that's what I heard from those speakers who are the 7-figure income earners in our industry. The passion never turns off. And it's not about just making a lot of money. It's about helping a lot of people. People are attracted to joy. So one of the things the speaker after speaker talked about, being happy, enjoying the process. People will be attracted to that. They want to join your team. One of the speakers quoted, "What stands in the way often becomes the way." And that's a great way to look at obstacles and difficulties that we go through. Be creative in how simple and duplicatable we keep this. And I think that's one of the things you're going to address in your speech later today is keeping the Sherlock simple and duplicatable. And then the ability to use our influence in this industry to literally change the world. That's exciting to have a cause and a purpose bigger than ourselves. I heard over and over one of the themes that I wrote in my notes, page after page, I kept hearing to focus on leadership, personal development, and education. It's what all of the leaders focused on, and it's what they attributed their success to. Coach leaders to lead. That was an amazing thing that I just came away from, that in my business, I need to quit worrying about the little details, the basically support type issues, and focus on developing myself as a leader, but also focus on developing the leaders around me, attracting the right leaders. There was a lady named Mel Robbins, and I've used this, Michael, probably 50 times since the event just a couple weekends ago, and that is the 5-second rule. And it's out there as a TED Talk or on YouTube if anybody's interested in looking up Mel Robbins, and it's called the 5-second rule. And it's something that literally I put into practice over and over again. It's just about not just having good intentions, but taking the action that's necessary to turn those good intentions into positive results. And I use it in many, many aspects of my life through every day now. And it's just one simple thing that I took away from that weekend event that's changed my life already. One of the top speakers I heard was Jeff Robardi. And Michael, you had introduced me to him in Dallas back in May of this year, but I got to hear him from stage. And to hear him talk about the success he's had, and he was introduced to someone who's made over $100 million in our industry. But the thing I heard him say was how his pitch was using a product that makes sense, and then as a satisfied customer, he was simply exposed to an opportunity where average people could achieve extraordinary events. And that's something that everybody out there is looking for. And that's something we can do so easily here with Sherlock Nation. And then even with Jeff, he talked about leadership is the key to his success. And then last but definitely not least, with the two speakers that Eric Worre brought in as keynote speakers. Sir Richard Branson was phenomenal. I really took a lot away from him and some of the creative ideas on how he marketed his business and himself and his brand. But my favorite of all was Tony Robbins on Friday evening. He spoke for about 3.5 hours, ladies and gentlemen. No notes, straight from the heart. But I've never seen anybody connect with 17, 18,000 people at a time like he did, where we were all captivated every moment of his talk, and he kept us at a high energy level. And the thing that I really took away from all that he taught was how to change my emotions in a matter of seconds. And by doing that, I'm able to influence other people in a positive way. By increasing my energy and passion, we can influence people in our lives. So I need to learn to focus on people and really being there for them. And as that key helps me in all relationships, not just business, but we're here to talk about Sherlock Nation Day. So as I focus on other people and meeting their needs, that's how I'm going to have success. So, Michael, those are just a few of the many, many pages. I want to thank you for making that opportunity available to us and encouraging us as leaders to be there. And thank you for your leadership. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it. And it was great to see you and Diane there, as well as, like I said, a number of our other Sherlock affiliates, really from around the world. The people that came, we had people basically from Europe that came and made the commitment to be able to get there. We had people also from Asia that came and made the commitment to be able to be there. So it was really, it was really a tremendous event. And, some of the things that they talked about and some of these leaders and seven-figure earners, again, one of the things that you talked about, Chuck, and they talked about was developing leaders. The key really in your business is how many influencers can you bring into your business and develop. And before the actual event, the GoPro event, they had the six-figure summit, and Eric really hit hard on this idea with the six-figure summit, and that is being able to identify and develop and work with the influencers within your group. And as he went around the room and talked to a number of the seven-figure income earners that were part of this event, most of them had anywhere from 10 to 20 what they would call, and sometimes more, influencers basically in their team. And so again, it's being able to develop those, to identify, develop, and then train those influencers and work with the influencers. That's kind of one of the keys that they talked about. The overall theme was really to stop recruiting. Because when, and it goes back to the old adage that people say that they don't really care about you or your product until they know how much you care about them. And when we stop recruiting and we get more into solving people's problems by asking and listening, and then being able to draft people a new vision, basically, of what's possible in their life, that's what makes the truly successful people in our industry successful. And again, every one of these people were incredibly optimistic. It's basically a way of life, is having an optimistic viewpoint on life and on business. One of the things that they had, we had a lady that spoke. Her name was Rita Davenport, who was phenomenal. And one of the things that she said is that when anybody asks you about your business, it's basically unbelievable. And whether it's unbelievably good or unbelievably bad, it's unbelievable. And, another thing said, we were talking about optimism and optimists, and they said an optimist is someone goes after Moby Dick in a boat and brings the tartar sauce. So, again, just the optimism, showing people that you care about them, that you're looking for solutions to their problems, and then being able to identify and work with influencers. I know those are, pretty simple things, but those were some of the things that we basically came away with. Eric also did a good job of talking about the stats in our industry. And in 2000, and the latest stats that he had was 2015. And what's surprising is that if you look at the network, that there's a couple surprising trends here. If you look at the percentage of network marketing professionals right now around the world that are millennials, it's over 70%. Over 70% of the network marketing people around the world, participants right now, are millennials. And also, if you look at gender-based, 75% female, 25% male in the network marketing profession right now. In the U.S., it's 77% female. Total sales in 2015 worldwide, $183.7 billion in the network marketing industry. $183.7 billion. And if you break that down by region, Asia and the Pacific, $84.1 billion. North America, $37.7 billion. Western Europe, $25.2 billion. South and Latin America, $25.2 billion. So again, if you look at and taking this out, $183.7 billion, literally almost half is being done in the Asia Pacific right now, more than twice as much as the second place country, which is North America. And guys, we haven't really even started in the Asia Pacific region. Salesforce, total worldwide sales force, 103.3 million people. When you look at how many people are on the planet, again, which is about 7 billion, we only have a little over 100 million people that are participating in our profession right now. And when we talk about the opportunity again for Sherlock, and one of the reasons I'm so excited about 2017 is if you look at the network marketing profession and you look at what's happening in the Asia Pacific region right now, with not only the numbers of people that are participating, but the amount of revenue that they're generating, and then you look at e-commerce and you look at mobile, and you look at the growth in the spaces that we're in, the industries that we're in, again, let me kind of share some figures with you. If you guys remember, in 2012, and this is from eMarketer, so in 2012, e-commerce sales hit $1 trillion for the first time. Now, this is, again, their figures are on e-commerce sales of the $1 trillion are not including travel, tickets, and also restaurant sales. And just recently, as you know, and so travel, as you know, is a huge part of e-commerce. Tickets are becoming a growing part of e-commerce, and restaurant sales, especially in the last few years, we've seen e-commerce sales, restaurant sales, grow significantly in different parts of the world with places like Grubhub and all the delivery services and everything else that are now sprouting up across the world. So those are huge growth areas as well. So it started at $1 trillion basically in 2012. Now, in 2016, by the end of 2016, they're projecting $1.915 trillion in sales. So literally, guys, doubling in 4 years, but probably more than that because of the growth of e-commerce, ticket sales, and restaurant sales. It's still, with all of that, and again, excluding those categories, was 8.7% of total retail spending worldwide. But while the retail sales is kind of is flat, the growth rate basically for e-commerce and digital sales is increasing at 23.7%. Now, eMarketer is predicting that by 2020, guys, that it'll be $4 trillion. So again, doubling in the next 4 years. And they're predicting that by that time, it'll make up almost 15% of total retail spending. So, again, doubling in the percentage of total spending that's being done in e-commerce. And it's being driven by, number one, the Asia-Pacific region. So this is why I'm so excited. If you look at what's happening with regards to the growth in network marketing, and then you look in Asia, the Asia-Pacific region, and then you look at the growth of what's happening also in e-commerce and mobile commerce, it mirrors that. I mean, literally, the Asia-Pacific market is the largest market in the world. It's $1 trillion in 2016. Again, not including the travel, event tickets, and restaurants. So it was $1 trillion. They're expecting it to be $2.8 trillion in 2020. And a growth rate of 31.5% this year. And part of it is basically the expansion of the middle classes, greater mobile and internet penetration, and also growing competition of the e-commerce players and improving logistics and infrastructure are all going to be fueling the growth in the region. But one of the things, again, that's mostly fueling that growth is the mobile commerce and people that are basically searching for products and buying products over the mobile phone. So again, from a positioning standpoint, guys, you guys are perfectly positioned to be able to take advantage of these trends that are happening in the market, both in the growth of network marketing and also the growth of e-commerce and mobile. And one of the things that as we looked at, and Chuck had mentioned a couple of the speakers, he talked about Richard Branson, talked about Tony Robbins, and I was fortunate to be able to go and meet both of those people, spend a little bit of time with them backstage, and then Tony actually had me up on stage for a little demonstration that he was doing as well. They brought phenomenal information in combination with the top income earners from the in the company. And one of the things that Richard talked about, Richard Branson was really thinking out of the box, and he related a couple of the stories to us with regards to how we started Virgin Air. And it's really a great story. And so what happened was that Richard, it was 27 years old. He already was, famous with Virgin Records and so forth. He was dating a lady in Puerto Rico. He hadn't seen her in a while. He tried to basically get on a plane to be able to see her. He had a reservation. The flight was, ended up being delayed 5 times and then got canceled. So he basically went and asked to be able to rent a plane to go to Puerto Rico to be able to see this lady. He rented a plane, and then he went around with a whiteboard and basically put $29 one-way fares to Puerto Rico, and sold some tickets that way as well. When he got back from his thing with going to see this woman in Puerto Rico, he went to Boeing basically to try and buy a plane. They ended up selling him a second-hand plane. And that was really the start of Virgin Air. He bought a used plane, started Virgin Air, and then he did, in order to promote it, because he was up against one of the great iconic companies in the world, British Airways. In order to be able to promote and build his brand, he did the transatlantic trip with an air balloon. And that's really what started. He figures that he got literally the amount of publicity they said that he got from that was literally worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's, part of the thinking out of the box that he did. There was a couple other instances that he mentioned where he went after British Airways as well, with just out of the box thinking. Tony Robbins actually related a story to us that most people remember, the Chilean miners that basically got, caught underground. They were stranded for a prolonged period of time underground, and they were finally rescued. I think it was like 27 days, but I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly how many days. I think 27 days they were underground, the Chilean miners, and they had a big rescue. It was a worldwide story. There was literally, if you look at hundreds of millions of people around the world were watching their rescue, and Oakley, which is a sunglass company, basically knew that these people that were underground, the miners that were underground in the time, they were going to have the light sensitivity when they came out. So as they came out, Oakley basically had sent sunglasses to the miners, and so when they came out, they gave them the sunglasses. They had pictures of the miners coming out of the mine with Oakley sunglasses. They figured that publicity in and of itself was worth about $60 million in publicity. So just, part of it is, I know you guys are involved in kind of the moral of the story here is I know you guys are involved in your Sherlock businesses. Think out of the box. Think about the different ways that you can go and promote your Sherlock business. If you're resource constrained in that, be creative about it. Think out of the box to be able to build it. And I will tell you that, part of the roadmap that they had talked about with regards to being successful in this business is, number one, is being successful in the profession of network marketing. Is first and foremost make the decision that you want to be professional in it, that you want this as a profession. Number two, commit to the skills. Learn the skills necessary to become a professional in network marketing. Number three, create your daily habits. You need to create a baseline of daily habits that you're going to do to be able to build your business. Number four, your associations. The 5 people that you spend the most time with are those are the people that you're going to be most like, whether it's your income, whether, it's your attitude. The 5 people that you spend the most time with, you will become most like. So you will match their incomes, you will match their attitudes. So again, you need to associate yourself with the people that you want to associate yourself with that are successful, professional people. Number 5, think bigger. Have some big, audacious, hairy goals. Think bigger. Think 50% bigger than what you're thinking right now. Number 6, basically, let it go. Whatever's happened in your past is in your past. This is a lesson that I've just learned recently, basically as well, that you guys can appreciate. Whatever's happened in the past has happened in the past. It's happened for reasons. Learn from those reasons, but don't hold on to the whatever stuff that you're holding on to that's creating negativity in your life or creating different excuses for you as to the reasons that you're not at the place that you want to be. You need to let it go. The more that you hang on to it, the more destructive and the more disruptive it's going to be in your life. Let it go. Let the past stuff go. Number 7, basically, is create that vision. What is your vision? Be in touch. Be specific with regards to what your vision is for what you want in your life and what you want from your network marketing profession and your network marketing business. And number 8, put together a game plan. Work with your sponsor, get that game plan together, and exercise the game plan. So those are the things, that's your roadmap basically for success here in network marketing. And what I want to do right now, before I talk more about the plans for 2017 and some of the things that we're going to be doing, is bring Thomas Bang on, our CTO, and have Thomas talk a little bit about, on the technology side, some of the things that we're working on and some of the things that you can expect here are kind of short term, I would say in the next 90 days. And so, in the next both part of this month and then the first quarter for next year. So, Thomas, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Sure. Thank you, Michael. So onto our technology. Let me see here. Okay. So, what are we currently developing right now as we speak? I've talked about this before. The first thing is the push notification specifically for Sherlock local deals. Now, we are in the final stages of testing. I'm literally testing this thing out right now. Sometimes I'll go out for a drive just to see if I get the push notification. Um, you know, it's a very basic feature that most apps have, but it's a very important feature. It does push marketing for any local deals in the area. Now, for those of you, for our beta test group so far, which we've been doing in the UK, Costa Rica, and I believe we started doing it in Colombia. This is a feature that has been seriously requested, and we're really close in launching it. But it's just I need it to be perfect in order for it to release. It is something that we are launching very soon. I'm trying to deliver within this month, but we are very close. The push notifications are coming through. Before we release it live, I just need a couple more days just to test this out properly. And when we do, we will do an official announcement. So just be aware, be on the lookout within your emails. Now, in regards to the customization of our apps, just to let you know, recently we did expand our app. We customized our app for Ireland. So that has been up and live for, I don't know, Michael, has it been roughly about a month's time now? So, for those of you that have contacts in Ireland, yeah, so it's been about 30 days. So for those of you that actually have contacts in Ireland or are very interested in building a group out there, our app is customized for Ireland. What our team is working on right now is the customization for India. They've already worked on the product section, the deal section. We'll internally with our team work on the store section for India. That's almost ready to go live as well. But that is another country that we're looking to expand into. So that's what that's currently in development as we speak. Now, what we're looking to do in 2017, which I'll bring up to you, is we're focusing on just simplifying the Sherlock, which is our app, both the website as well as the mobile app. We have all the pieces in place. So let me just bring up something right here. 1 second. Yeah. So. Back when we had launched the first iteration of our mobile app, if any of you guys have been around since that time, you do remember that at that point, especially with the product section, that we had the pop-ups. And for any countries, we can easily pop in a new partner site that has the affiliate relationships in place. But we had to evolve from that, and the reasons why we had to evolve from the redirecting pop-up windows is because, for one, we couldn't get the direct tracking in place. That technology did not accommodate for that feature, the direct tracking, and that was a feature that was heavily requested from the field. And another one was that people would give us constructive feedback that it wasn't the easiest thing to use. So what we decided to do with Sherlock 2.0 was, for one, let's make it easier to use. So we're going to try to do a one-page search result. Rather than having a bunch of different pop-ups, we'll just do one page and try to pull in all the products within one search result, as well as having the direct tracking in place. Now, after the release of 2.0, even though we've gotten a lot of positive feedback, we did get constructive feedback saying that, hey, what happened to all the different partners we had? I'm only seeing like the big companies like Amazon, Groupon, AliExpress, eBay, and the thing was that the technology that was available out there was only actually provided by the bigger companies. A lot of those other affiliate partners that we had in place during the pop-up era, they didn't have that technology. It wasn't available to us. So that seems to be the biggest thing now is, hey, we need more partners on board, even though Amazon, eBay, these are the biggest retailers in the world. It's just not enough. We need more partners on there so we can search for more products, because we are all about finding the best deals and lowest prices. So that is something that we are looking at. We may have to transition back to the pop-up windows. That way, people can actually have more breadth in terms of the different partners that we can actually plug into any specific country's product section. Okay, onto the deal section. Groupon has been a long-time partner of ours, but in terms of the deals, again, we are actually focusing on expanding our Sherlock Local. So having said that, come early 2017, we are looking to expand the Sherlock Local section within more regions around the world in early 2017. I'm not sure if Michael wants to say anything official now, but we are looking to expand it across the globe, outside of Colombia, the UK, as well as Costa Rica.
Let me comment on that, Thomas. Actually, okay. So just to let you guys know, we're on the verge of actually announcing some major deals with Sherlock Local. The reason that we brought Sherlock Local as an add-on product to for the company were really fourfold. The first one was, we wanted to be able to bring additional local deals within communities to be able to make the app more valuable. In making the app more valuable, we knew that was going to drive engagement of people with the app. We also knew that by driving the engagement, we could track that individually back to the individual users and their customers. It would increase our usage income. We also knew that Sherlock Local, and working with those local business owners, we gave them, the local business owners, not only an opportunity to be able to participate in the e-commerce and mobile revolution that you guys have seen. I mean, the numbers, just backing it up with the numbers and statistics. These businesses know what's happening with regards to e-commerce and mobile. They're looking for ways to participate. Not only do we give them ways to participate, and it's free for them to be able to sign up, basically, but at the same time, we give them the opportunity to be able to brand their businesses with their customers, and at the same, so that their customers have top of mind awareness, basically, for those businesses, be able to do push notifications now of new deals, and at the same time, if they want, we give them an additional revenue stream. So as their customers go to other vendors, other businesses, shop on eBay, shop on Amazon, we give them an additional revenue stream as well. And lastly, the addition of retail sales from a compliance standpoint, the additional retail sales helps us long-term on a compliance side. And as we go into new markets where they might not have as advanced e-commerce players or API sets, this gives us the ability to go in on the local side and build with local businesses as well. So we're going to see some major deals announced here really in the next 30 to 60 days of big organizations that have come on board with us because of Sherlock Local. And we're really excited about that. We also, just to let you know, just registered our company Sherlock in Kazakhstan. So we now have an official entity in Kazakhstan to be able to build Sherlock Local as well. We're going to be opening up our Kazakhstan bank account next week. So we're expanding there besides the areas that we're already working with. And we're also going to be, you're going to see some interesting things coming out of South Pacific, out of Australia as well. We've got some people in Australia that are about to bring in some significant players too. So we're really excited about Sherlock Local and basically what's happening with that. I got to thank Mario and Jansen and Ben Larson and Alan Lewis and the group. I know I'm missing some names down there, but the group in the UK that's building this. And also some of the new leadership that's emerging in the UK with Oli and with Joseph Font and Koule and some of the new leadership there too. So appreciate all your guys' help too in being able to do this. But we're really excited about what's happening also with Sherlock Local. Back to you, Thomas.
Great, thank you. So there you go. It's official. I mean, we are looking to launch in Kazakhstan. So thank you for that, Michael. And the next thing is the flights and hotels. This has been probably the most challenging area that we've received a lot of feedback from since the launch of Sherlock 2.0. Some of the obstacles we ran into is that the big companies that we've worked with, like for one, Expedia, they have a number of different technologies for us to integrate into our own platform. And unfortunately, the technology that we were using, they essentially just pulled the plug on that. So when they ended up doing that, whatever their decisions was, whether they didn't make enough revenue from that, they can no longer support that type of technology, whatever the reasons was, they literally pulled it from underneath our feet without even so much as any kind of notification. So this is an area where it's a sore spot, but we do have another platform called Sherlock Travel that every one of our affiliates that have been using it has been really using it. Even myself, it's given us great deals in hotels and flights. I mean, I guarantee that. So we are looking to actually see if we can try to replace the flights and hotel section on our app and provide that service through Sherlock Travel. Now, we are looking to do that sometime in early 2017. We're still trying to finalize some of the planning behind that, but that is part of the plan as to what we can try to do to improve this area. Because again, customer experience is the number one thing right now. Regardless of whether it's a direct tracking versus pull tracking. We are going to be making commissions from the revenue sales, but the number one priority is customer experience, and that's what we really need to focus on, because without customers, we're not going to be pulling in the revenues that we need to. So, just to recap what I had sort of talked about here is that we have all the right components in place. It's just a matter of looking at it, figuring out which parts are working and improve upon those, and looking at the ones where people are not really using it or is just causing a lot of problems, sort of just phasing those parts out. So again, our app does a lot of different things, but it's a matter of simplifying the overall, just the platform itself, the features, how easy it is for customers to first, register and start using it. These are things that we need to simplify, from now moving into 2017. So, moving forward, we'll have more, news for you as we start delivering some of these deliverables. And, have yourself a happy holidays, and I'll shoot it back to Michael.
Terrific. Thank you, Thomas. The one thing that I wanted to say, guys, is, we are 4.5 years old. We're constantly evolving. Again, with the release of the last app, we've gotten some good feedback. We're making those changes. It's more into simplifying things right now so that we can continue to expand around the world. But I will tell you this, guys, if you look at this and you look at what we do, nobody else out there provides a worldwide solution for what it is that we do like we have. There's nobody out there that really provides a worldwide solution. Even the big companies like, for example, an Amazon and eBay that are in most parts of the world with their e-commerce, they have different things that they're able to do in different parts of the world. But when you look at involving all those different companies, and then when you look at the local deals with Groupon and Sherlock Local, and then you look at also the part of having travel that's part of it as well. There's nobody else out there that provides that on a worldwide solution right now. So we are, we've been on the bleeding edge with some of this stuff, but if you look at what's happening around the world with the growth in network marketing and the growth of e-commerce and mobile, our positioning is tremendous. We're learning our lessons. We're learning along the way, but I'm incredibly excited about 2017 and the opportunities that we're going to have in 2017 as we're continued to be positioned in front of these trends. And again, learning the lessons that we've learned along the way. Lastly, I wanted to just talk about a promotion that we're going to be doing here. It's a little Christmas bonus, and that is basically for now until. So anybody that gets 2 sales from today through the 31st of December, basically for the rest of December, you get a $100 Christmas bonus. So, what does that mean? So if you get the 2 sales and say you do that in a 7-day period, you get the $100 fast start bonus. You get the cab bonuses, which have been averaging about $125, and you get a $100 Christmas bonus. That's $325, guys. That in and of itself more than pays for the cost of the business, the product for the business. And so it more than pays for that cost, so that's basically free. You're in profit on that as well. And then you get 2 more over than the 2 that you get from this, and you're basically your monthly subscription is free as well. So you've got a free business basically forever with that. So, where else can you get involved in a worldwide business with the opportunities for income that we have, be able to pay for it in 1 week and then have a business for free for the rest of yourself by bringing in 2 additional people? So we're really excited about this $100 Christmas bonus as well. So again, any 2 sales, and this doesn't have to be on the cab within 1 week, any 2 sales from 12/14 to 12/31, $100 Christmas bonus. And over and above that, I just wanted to wish everybody here a very happy holiday. You will see our next newsletter, I think, is due on the 20, it might be before Christmas. We'll maybe do one more newsletter with us before Christmas. And I'm also looking forward to announcing some of our new, some of the new partnerships that we're bringing in as well. We've got great things happening in 2017. I want to thank everybody here for being part of Sherlock Nation, for being part of our family, the Sherlock Nation family, for the feedback that you've given us and allow us to continue to progress here as a company. So I wanted to thank everybody for that. Have a great, great holiday here, and bye for now.